welcome to my channel. Yes guys, I haven't posted. It has been the roughest 2 weeks, but I'm posting today to update you guys because I've been saying to a lot of people that I'm going to be posting about my experience with taking the SARS-CoV-2 vaccine as a healthcare worker in South Africa. Yes guys, I took the vaccine last week. It was last week Tuesday. It is full on has been a week since I've taken the vaccine. So first of all, just to break a whole lot of myths and just to bring forth a bit of more understanding on what the vaccine is about and what's really happening right now, because there's been so much happening in the media and you know, people are not sure whether to or not to and what's happening. So basically there's a study happening. It's a study, guys. It's not just a vaccine just being given out because, you know, our country just wants to give it out. And yeah, it's basically a study that is happening. And the study candidates are healthcare workers, which is us, doctors. Finally, we end up being guinea pigs in the medical professional. But yeah, so we are part of the study and you have to consent to be part of the study. It's called the Sisonke Study, which basically means we are together. So what they're basically trying to find out, they're trying to find out that with healthcare workers that have been vaccinated with the SARS-CoV-2, which is a different, it's called the AD26.CoV2 vaccine, whether you would experience a milder form of COVID or will there be less infections within the healthcare workers who've been vaccinated. So it is a study and you need to consent for it. They ask you a whole lot of questions because you need to go through a whole lot of questionnaires to answer health related questions about yourself, and then you get given a voucher number, you register with Sisonke, and then you go and vaccinate at the nearest vaccine point, which I went to Barra, as you might have seen in my stories. So yes, so I got the vaccine, and obviously with every vaccination, if you've had vaccines, and it's not if you have had vaccines if you are in South Africa and you're part of the SAEPIs, because every baby from when they're born, they get vaccinated and you get the BCGs, you get your polios. There's a whole lot of vaccines out there. So this is not the first. It's just that because it's current and it's happening right now, that people are a little bit skeptical and say, why did it take so long for them to get the polio vaccine? But now with COVID, but we need to realize that the time of polio and now are quite different. Why? Because we are more advanced. Hopefully we are more advanced, because that would make sense, right? We are more advanced, we have more things in our base that we can be able to manufacture these things. So the questions about why was it done so fast, I think honestly it should be answered by that. Like, you know, we should have better response systems if we have learned from the past, and if we don't, then warn us, because the past has shown us countless diseases that we need to have better response systems in place. And even COVID also caught us off guard, and hopefully from now on, whatever outbreak that we get, we are better equipped and we're able to handle it. So the vaccine, we know there's different kinds of vaccines. I'm not going to go through the different kinds of vaccines, but in simplest forms, what vaccines are supposed to do, it's either they take a part of the virus that is inactivated. It could be any, like a protein base, like maybe it's the wall of the virus, or it is a protein that's inside the virus, something that is foreign that they can manufacture and take from the virus. Then they put it in the vaccine and give it to you. They're not giving you the disease, but they're giving you a part of the disease so that your body can be able to identify it as foreign and make antibodies, so that when you get the infection from the real virus, the real boogeyman, then your body has says, Anya, I know this is not for me and it is not from me, so I need to go and get rid of it. So your body does that. So that's what vaccines, in most simpler layman terms, does to your body. So basically, with the ones that we got, it's also basically that it has nothing to do with changing your DNA. It does not change your DNA. It just basically equips your immune system so that you are better equipped when you have to go through getting the real disease when you actually get it, because well, it is everywhere now. So yeah, so I did enroll. Initially I was like, nah, I need to get more information. And that's how you basically free yourself. You know, even the Bible says, my people die because they lack knowledge. If you don't research and read and know what you're putting yourself into, then honestly, what kind of person are you? Who are you? Why are you? It is the 21st century. You have so much in place for you to find out things, so why not do it? So I did that, waited a bit, because everyone was going in the first half, and I was like, okay, let me get all the information, let me try and understand that, do I really want to be part of the study? Does enrolling have anything that could take away from me? What should I be aware of? So yeah, so I went there knowing that there will be side effects, because also my friends who've already went did tell me about the side effects, but no one will prepare me of the extent of the side effects, because it's different how different bodies process, because we're all different, our bodies act differently. So some people have, we don't even have the same side effects to the same thing, because we are that different. So they give you a leaflet that will basically tell you what kind of side effects you should expect, being it locally where you've been vaccinated, or systematically on your whole body, what you should expect. So out of all of that, I really excelled as a student. There's one place you don't want to excel, but I would say, yeah, I got quite a whole lot of these side effects. So the first thing is, when I got my vaccine and I was done, my arm hurt. It hurt so much. It hurt as if it was numb-ish. That's the sensation that I got, as in like I wasn't able to use like my radial component, like my radial nerve component area, like every muscle that seemed to be like, you know, innervated. Oof, okay, let me not be very technical about this. Let me just say this part of my arm was numb. I wasn't able to lift it properly, or even now it's still a bit, you know, but it's not as bad as it was on the first day. And got a little bit flushed, but it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't because of the temperature. It was quite hot the day, but I got a bit like flushed, and I was like, whew, that's hot. So I'm like, okay, let me drive home, let's go home. So got home, decided to prophylactically take analgesia. So I took Panadas and Brufens and decided, let me just sleep, you know, sleep it through, because that day I had a shift later on. So I decided to sleep, and I slept. When I was supposed to wake up, I was so tired. I was so tired, and I had slept the night before. I was quite chippy. Like I had my good 8 hours of sleep. You know, very rare for me, but yeah, I did that the day before. Rested, and but I was so tired. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me having had an afternoon nap. We always do that to ourselves. We always find a reason for something that we know that's the elephant in the room, but you always try and figure out, is it the elephant, or is it a silhouette of the elephant, or is it me imagining the elephant? That's basically what I was doing. So yeah, so went to work. I was getting a bit feverish, took my second dose of Panado, paracetamol, and continued working until around about like 11 p.m. So 11 p.m. the myalgia hit me so bad. It hit me. It felt like a bus just went and I went, my body ached. My body ached so much. And it was due for my third dose for Panado because I said I'm gonna take it 6 hourly and I'm gonna take Brufen 8 hourly as prescribed, you know, just to make sure that the symptoms are not as severe. So I took the Panado again and tried to see if I'm okay, but at a point I started to feel very ill. I had a headache that was like right about here, and it wasn't going away. Like with all the pain meds that I've been taking, it wasn't going away. So I'm like, okay, let me rest. Thank God it wasn't a busy shift, so I was able to rest. But by the time like 6 a.m. like hit and I had a case that I was supposed to do, I was not coping at all. And mind you, I tried sleeping and resting regardless and taking all the meds. I was not coping. My body ached. I could not move. I was so tired. I had fever. I even had chills, guys. I was so cold, and while I was so dressed, it was just, yeah, it really felt like I went back to the first day I got COVID, which was around about the 31st and the 1st. It was bad, guys. It was bad. I even like sent my friend who also got the vaccine to a different site and asked her how is she doing, because I am not okay. I even had to get someone to give me an IMI NSAID injection just to try and help with the myalgia, and just for me to be able to at least move and go to my car and drive home. And I had to rest that day. I had to take a day off because it was just not okay. I slept the whole day, continue trying, like even my appetite was not as great, but I tried eating so I could be able to take the meds, and I basically slept the whole day, guys. You know, in all of this, I got the tiredness, the headache, the chills, the fever, the joint aches, the muscle aches. The only thing I didn't get was the nausea, which my intern who I was working with actually got that. So I was like, okay, well, at least I didn't get that. And I had the pain on my arm. I didn't have the sweating or the redness. My arm was fine. It just had the ache that basically was around the arm. The numbness went away, but I did still feel that I didn't have enough power on my arm. But I didn't think it was more of a nerve thing. I think it was just more of a pain thing, and I didn't want to move it that much. And yeah, so thank God I didn't get an allergic reaction. Some people might get allergic reactions. They do tell you that you might get an allergic reaction, and if you do, you need to notify them. You need to go to your wellness officer at your hospital, and obviously if you're at Barra, you go to the MOPD, which they also direct you. So that's basically what happened. And then, guys, like I even like told my mom, and she was like, "What were you thinking?" I was like, "Oh, I'm very grateful." But all the symptoms went away the following day. It was like gone. Guys, you would think I was lying if you were to meet me yesterday and today in reference to that timeline. Honestly, you would have thought I was lying, because I was so okay. I wasn't 100%, but I was okay. Like I could function. The joint pain was gone. Everything was gone, and I was back to normal. So yeah, and well, some people say yes, you had a good reaction because you actually had a reaction, which means that your body did something, you know. And now we shall see. Now we shall see. We shall see if. Hopefully, I am not wishing to get COVID again because it wasn't the greatest experience. But if I do get it, then I hope this works and it is less severe. And then hopefully through the study, they can be able to see how the vaccines interact with South Africans who have had COVID and how we can help. And basically, yay to the fact that we're part of a study that can help all the 65 million, 60 something that will help the vast majority of South Africans and later on also help ourselves, because basically with less infections then we can at least go back to a little bit of normality, which right now still seems a bit far away, but we're getting there. So yes guys, that is my experience of getting the vaccine. A whole lot of people have been also getting side effects. Side effects will come, guys. They are there. I'm not gonna lie to you and post, oh, hashtag vaccine, and you're smiling, and no one is telling you that the same day for a day and like a day and a half, you will regret your hashtag vaccine, but after that it will be over and you will be back to your normal self. So yeah, so that was my experience with the vaccine, guys. It is your decision. It is not forced upon you whether to take it, and when the vaccine comes it's also still your decision. But with every decision that you make, obviously you need to educate yourself, find out the different types of vaccines that are out there and the ones that we will be offered in the country. Read more about it, and try stay away from all the propaganda, because I'm still me. I'm not a zombie. I did not turn into a flesh-eating zombie post the vaccine, and I did not get all those funny things that people have been posting on their TikToks. I do not speak like an animal. Well, a human being is an animal, but I don't speak like other animals, and I do not have funny spastic like symptoms or signs or whatever that people are doing. But yeah, so don't be swayed by the humor of it that will now end up making you not make the wisest decisions. So get knowledge, and yeah guys, hopefully we can beat this. Here's to beating COVID. And yes guys, that's it. 안녕. 사랑해.